Are you ready to witness the next wave of technological marvels? Well, you're in the right place. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Check the link site in the description. Mobile application development is the process of creating software applications that run on a mobile device, and a typical mobile application utilizes a network connection to work with remote computing resources. Hence, the mobile development process involves creating installable software bundles, code, binaries, assets, etc., implementing backend services such as data access with an API, and testing the application on target devices. Mobile application development is the process of making software for smartphones, tablets, and digital assistants, most commonly for the Android and iOS operating systems. The software can be pre-installed on the device, downloaded from a mobile app store or accessed through a mobile web browser. The programming and markup languages used for this kind of software development include Java, Swift, C# and HTML5. Mobile app development is rapidly growing. From retail, telecommunications and e-commerce to insurance, healthcare, and government, organizations across industries must meet user expectations for real-time, convenient ways to conduct transactions and access information. Today, mobile devices and the mobile applications that unlock their value are the most popular way for people and businesses to connect to the internet. To stay relevant, responsive, and successful, organizations need to develop the mobile applications that their customers, partners, and employees demand. There are two dominant platforms in the modern smartphone market. One is the iOS platform from Apple Inc. The iOS platform is the operating system that powers Apple's popular line of iPhone smartphones. The second is Android from Google. The Android operating system is used not only by Google devices but also by many other OEMs to build their own smartphones and other smart devices. Although there are some similarities between these two platforms when building applications, developing for iOS versus developing for Android involves using different software development kits, SDKs, and different development tool chain. While Apple uses iOS exclusively for its own devices, Google makes Android available to other companies provided they meet specific requirements such as including certain Google applications on the devices they ship. Developers can build apps for hundreds of millions of devices by targeting both of these platforms. There are four major development approaches when building mobile applications. Native mobile applications. Cross-platform native mobile applications. Hybrid mobile applications. Progressive web applications. Each of these approaches for developing mobile applications has its own set of advantages and disadvantages. When choosing the right development approach for their projects, developers consider the desired user experience, the computing resources and native features required by the app, the development budget, time targets, and resources available to maintain the app. Native mobile applications. Native mobile applications are written in the programming language and frameworks provided by the platform owner and running directly on the operating system of the device such as iOS and Android. Hybrid mobile applications are built with standard web technologies, such as JavaScript, CSS, and HTML5, and they are bundled as app installation packages. Contrary to the native apps, hybrid apps work on a web container which provides a browser runtime and a bridge for native device APIs via Apache Cordova. Why choose the hybrid/cross-platform approach? One problem with native mobile application development is that it requires a highly specialized skill set. Although there are large and vibrant developer communities for C and Java, the language families that are mostly used for native development, there are fewer developers who are knowledgeable in platform-specific versions of those languages and their respective IDs. In fact, skilled native app developers are in such demand, that many companies are hard-pressed to hire and retain them on staff, and instead they frequently have to resort to outside third-party design and development houses to build their apps for them. How front-end talks to the back-end. The mobile front-end. The mobile front-end obtains the data from the back-end via a variety of service calls such as APIs. In some cases, these APIs may be owned and operated by the same entity developing the mobile application. In other cases, the API may be controlled by a third party and access is granted to the mobile application via a commercial arrangement. For example, a developer may obtain social media or advertising content by making calls to media or advertising company services. In this case, a developer may have to sign a contract in order to obtain credentials and a key that grants access to the API and governs how that developer can use it, how much it will cost, or how frequently it may be called, or how much data can be requested over what time period. Why developers use a cloud backend? For most of the applications, mobile developers are responsible for creating and managing the back-end services for their application. The mobile developer may not be an expert or even particularly skilled in spinning up and running a back-end infrastructure. In such a case, developers may prefer to take advantage of a cloud services provider, a back-end as a service provider that handles all of the drudge work and heavy lifting of managing back-end capabilities, so the developers can focus purely on the features and functionality they are building in their app, without having to worry about scalability, security, and reliability. What is mobile application development? Mobile application development is the process of making software for smartphones, tablets, and digital assistants, most commonly for the Android and iOS operating systems. The software can be pre-installed on the device, downloaded from a mobile app store or accessed through a mobile web browser. The programming and markup languages used for this kind of software development include Java, Swift, C# and HTML5. Mobile app development is rapidly growing. From retail, telecommunications and e-commerce to insurance, healthcare, and government, organizations across industries must meet user expectations for real-time, convenient ways to conduct transactions and access information. Today, mobile devices and the mobile applications that unlock their value are the most popular way for people and businesses to connect to the internet. To stay relevant, responsive, and successful, organizations need to develop the mobile applications that their customers, partners, and employees demand. Yet mobile application development might seem daunting. Once you've selected the OS platform or platforms, you need to overcome the limitations of mobile devices and usher your app all the way past the potential hurdles of distribution. Fortunately, by following a few basic guidelines and best practices, you can streamline your application development journey. To learn more about the specifics of mobile application development on either platform, read our articles on iOS app development and Android app development. To explore mobile application development, see IBM's simple tutorial on building a voice-enabled Android-based chatbot. Choose a platform. Many independent application development teams choose to build their apps for Android first. Why? The vast majority, around 70% of smartphones run Android, and the Google Play Store has fewer restrictions than the Apple App Store. On the other hand, mobile applications developed for iOS have far fewer devices that need support, making optimization simpler. And user retention is typically higher for iOS applications. Depending on the intended use case and target audience for the mobile application you are developing, you might have other considerations. For example, if you're designing an app for your organization's employees, you'll need to support the platforms they use, which may mean developing cross-platform apps that work for both Android and iOS. Or if you're building a mobile application for your customers and you know the majority of them use iPhones, then developing iOS applications should be a top priority. Additional considerations when developing your mobile applications include monetization strategies and anticipated user behavior, which can be influenced by geographical and cultural factors. Enhance efficiency and tighten security by integrating the development platform and device management tool. Develop for both Android and iOS, native apps or hybrid apps. Let's say you need to do mobile application development for both the Android operating system and iOS. What is the best software development approach? You could develop two native applications. Taking advantage of native APIs and OS-specific programming languages can help you build a powerful app. Most enterprise apps, especially ones that require substantial API traffic, benefit from native development. If you decide to develop native applications one at a time, you'll likely want to begin with Android for some of the same reasons that independent app developers often focus on Android. You'll probably have better luck developing the full application as an MVP on Android and then converting and optimizing it to iOS after release. You will still need to debug and rewrite the code for the native language and redesign the front-end user interface, because the two operating systems function very differently, making cross-platform operation impossible. So why not start completely from scratch? While you can't simply translate the code into a new programming language, much of the back-end can be replicated cross-platform. Frameworks, libraries, and third-party extensions often function identically in both environments, allowing you to avoid costly reworking. You can also use a pre-built mobile cloud service, such as IBM Mobile Foundation, to manage the web backend. Another option is to go hybrid, taking a write-once-run-anywhere approach. Hybrid apps use a single code base that can function on either platform. They're typically coded in a programming language that's universally recognized, such as Java, JavaScript, HTML, or CSS. Because you're denied access to the operating system's native APIs, hybrid mobile application development works best for simple web applications, 3 or 4 page mobile applications with limited functionality. Think light, building for a mobile platform. Whether you choose native or hybrid mobile application development, one of the first hurdles you'll need to overcome is the relatively limited resources on mobile devices. Your target mobile device will have much less processing power and memory than desktop computers or enterprise servers. These constraints might seem like a significant challenge, especially if you're more familiar with the comparatively boundless resources for conventional software development for web apps. Limited mobile platform resources mean you need to adjust your goals for your app design. Throughout the mobile application development process, developers must work to ensure that their mobile app is less resource-intensive than a typical desktop application. Delivering a great user experience is vital. That starts with understanding that your user interface for a mobile app should be simpler than a desktop application interface. By creating a straightforward UX design that is focused on critical functions, you can provide a better user experience while consuming fewer resources. Your mobile app interface should be designed for touch. Mobile users must be able to navigate your app easily and provide input without excessive typing. Fortunately, these requirements for efficient, simple touch-based apps map well to user expectations. Mobile users generally want to accomplish tasks simply, with just a few taps. They want apps that are above all fast, convenient and easy to use on their mobile devices. Offload processing to the cloud. What if your mobile application requires more processing than a typical mobile platform can support? Consider offloading that processing to the cloud. Through the judicious use of APIs, you can connect your app to cloud-based services and databases to provide advanced functionality without slowing your application or straining the device it is running on. You can even offload data storage and caching to a cloud-based server, leaving very little data on the device. Extend your app with advanced cloud services. The cloud can offer additional advantages beyond performance boosts. Connect your mobile application to powerful cloud services to add features and improve usability. Employ APIs to integrate new features, such as advanced cloud-based services that can help you enhance your mobile apps. These include push notifications, IBM Watson registered powered AI analytics, Internet of Things, IoT, smart device integration and more. Join a developer program. Neither Android nor iOS is a completely open environment. Before your application can be officially distributed, you'll need to join the appropriate developer program. The Android Mobile. The Android Mobile Application Development Program lets you use your existing Google account to create a developer account, pay the $25 fee and submit your application. Google Play, the official Android store, does have quality standards that must be met prior to publication, but they're more guidelines than actual rules. As part of your app development process, you can also distribute your applications outside the Google Play Store and allow users to directly download and install them. By contrast, the Apple Mobile Application Development Program sets a high barrier to entry. You need to pay a program fee of $99 per year and adhere to high standards. Once you're a member of the program, you get early access to beta versions of the operating systems and proprietary frameworks or APIs. Meeting the high standards for the App Store also signifies to the world that you've developed a high-quality app. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like